Hello, so today we are going to buy a Personalising server from Pingperfect.com. Now if you haven't heard of Pingperfect before, that's absolutely okay. You are in seriously good hands with them. They're an amazing company who provide game servers for over 180 games in over 20 locations worldwide. Not only that, but they have worked with the teams behind many of those games and more by providing the official servers or services behind the scenes, in which the developers and other members of the team can test things and make sure that it's really great for gamers like you and me. So that's really why you probably haven't heard of them. Instead of spending money on fancy graphics and fancy websites, they've instead put it into giving back to the community. They have a real heart, and I love putting my money towards a company that has that heart and shares my values. So I'm going to explain all the options in the checkout, and I'll highlight a way that the company actually makes it cheaper for normal gamers like you and me to afford luxury server hosting. The website you'll need is down below, and I'll see you there. So we can see right now Pingperfect have Personalising right on the front of their website as soon as you get on that front page, and that's because Personalising has just been released. It's very popular right now, there's a lot of interest, but if you're after a different game or Personalising isn't on the front page where you can quickly click it to go to the order page, then what you can do is go up here to game servers, and this will take you, with all selected, to a place where you can see all their servers, and you just scroll down to find the game that you're looking for. So I'm scrolling down to find Personalising. Here we go, Personalising. Now, on every game page you will see Pingperfect has a video and a bit of writing about that game. We don't need to worry about that. That's more for group of friends and current customers who are looking to switch to a different game. So we're going to go straight to the currencies boxes that you can see here. You're going to choose the currency that you best recognise. So it's quite easy for me. I live in the United Kingdom. I pay with Great British Pounds, so I'm going to click Great British Pounds. So now we're on a page where we can personalise our service to us. Now I'm going to try and explain every option and as best as I can. However, if you do get stuck, right down here in the corner is a live chat. And this live chat immediately takes you to a real life person who's ready and happy to help. So feel free to make use of that if you need to. Okay, so first we have our features, which basically explains a little bit more about what you can expect to be with Pingperfect. And underneath that we have billing cycle discounts. Basically what that means is how often you intend to pay and if there's a passive discount associated with that. So if I paid monthly, if I pay every single month until I cancel, I wouldn't get a discount. But if I chose to pay every 3 months, then I would get a 5% discount. That goes up to 10% for 6 months, and that goes up to 15% if I paid every year. Now, one of the things to remember when we're picking our billing cycle is that we're choosing how long to keep the server for, not necessarily the game. So if you're one of those people that really likes to get their value for money and you play games quite a bit with your friends, then definitely have a little think about this, because you're not committing to the game for 3 months, a month, whichever one you choose. You're just saying, I would like a server for this long, and then you can switch between Pingperfect's 180 games during that time for free. So if you are going to have a server for for that long, definitely do it because you can get yourself a discount. For the purposes of this video and demo, I'm just going to choose monthly because it will help me prove my point, a later point. So at the moment you can see it says 13 Great British Pounds instead of 9 Great British Pounds. It said on the previous page, don't worry, I think we can get it cheaper than 9 Great British Pounds. The only reason it's saying 13 Great British Pounds at the moment is because the configurable options default to what are the most popular options. Now remember, Pingperfect is a luxury server host. They're not going to provide you an option that doesn't meet luxury standard. So if it's there as an option, they're basically saying to you, this is a fine option. So we shouldn't be too worried, especially normal gamers like us that aren't, you know, gonna do anything massive or resource intensive or anything like that. Be afraid to take the lower options and upgrade later if we need to. So location, when picking your location, you want to think about a good central point for all your players to connect to that's on offer. For me and my player base are on the UK, so for me it's really easy, UK. But if you've got some players in Europe and the UK, sometimes a good place for people like that is France or Germany. But talk to tech support, hit that live chat button, you'll get some really good help. Server branding. Now, server branding is why I think we can get this cheaper than 9 Great British Pounds from Pingperfect, on top of that discount code later. So, server branding is basically a mini sponsorship that any server owner can have. It's an agreement that says Pingperfect can put buypingperfect.com at the end of your server name in the listing, and in exchange for that promotion they're going to give you some money off. So branding is absolutely a really popular option with Pingperfect. I'm not surprised that it's defaulted to that. Right, service hosted on NVMe. So NVMe is hard drive. Remember I was saying if the option's there, it's not a bad option, especially when we're dealing with a luxury server host. So I'm going to go for SSD. I have absolutely full faith in Pingperfect. I know the NVMe is faster, but I don't think I'll notice it. You might differ, particularly with the passive discounts and the branding. You can really make up for stretching to go to an NVMe. Support level. Now, Pingperfect is renowned for its support. It's known to have just amazing support, and that's normal level support. But they do offer some other levels of support, and I'm just going to explain them to you so you kind of understand what they're for and if you need them or not. Which, honestly, most people don't. Normal support is amazing and they will do everything they possibly can to look after you. There are times, however, when another level of support is required. Now, rarely platinum support is required. Platinum support is when someone basically wants someone else to run the server for them, change the server name, do all this. Nothing's broken, nothing's wrong with it. They don't want to know how to do something, they just want someone else to do it for them. So that's when platinum support comes into it, and that's a one-off cost for the billing period. So over that whole billing period they can get someone to just do it for them. Now, in the middle of that, you have something called Platinum Setup. Platinum Setup is this option where you don't need Platinum support for the whole month, but you need Platinum support for one task only. And this could be a really mammoth task. This could be you moving a long time server from a different provider over to Pingperfect. the save data, the character data, the mods, all that stuff, liaising with them to get your save, to then put on the service, all of that. And if you want someone who's a little bit more familiar with that process, then having that platinum set up one time, £5 Great British pounds, save you so much time and hassle and stress trying to figure things out. That can be a really useful thing to do. And again, same thing, if you want a few mods added to your server, but you're like, hold on a minute, I just can't be arsed dealing with all these mods. You can say to TechSpot, hey, if you generate me an invoice for this, would you do this for me? And chances are they would, because that's exactly what Platinum Setup One Time is for. Again, I'm just going to be normal support because Pingperfect is amazing. I don't mind having a go myself. I don't mind trying to add a mod, and if it breaks, then I can go and say, hey, can you guys help me? I don't know what to do, and then they'll fix it for me. Right, game slots. So the amount of slots you pick here is how many players can connect at the same time to your server. One thing you want to be aware of with game slots is that for some games, if you use bots, they may take up a player slot. So you want to adjust it, take into account if that's the case. So you know what player game slots you need. Now, you're not paying £9 Great British pounds just for the slots here. I think Pingperfect gets a little bit of confusion from how this is worded here. But what the £9 Great British pounds is actually for is for the whole package, including the 10 slots. So that £9 Great British pounds, how they formulate their starting packages. They actually look at the resources of the game. Remember, again, Pingperfect is a luxury server host provider. They're not looking, they could, by all means, just give you the minimum resources and say, off you go, and give you something really cheap on a worse off box, and sure, you know, it may run. I don't know. I've never worked for a company like that, but I know Pingperfect from hosting servers with them, and I know that £9 Great British pounds isn't 90 pence a slot. It's actually the RAM, the CPU, the power, what that game needs to run at the standard they want to provide a product at. And the slots comes later. They look at that then and they say, okay, well, how many slots is that ideally for? And then that comes into that. You can lower the slots, but that's not going to lower the cost, because for them to run a product at their standard, at that luxury host level, you're still going to be paying that much, because it's still going to be that many resources. Then we get CPU priority. CPU priority is, again, one of those things a normal gamer probably wouldn't notice. So I wouldn't notice whether I was loading up on an SSD or an NVMe. It wouldn't really make a difference to me. I also wouldn't notice whether my requests were going through, how quickly they were going through, especially on a luxury server host like Pingperfect. Because of how they manage their machines, they are meticulously managed with a buffer. So for normal gamers like me, I don't need to worry about that. However, if you are playing FPS games where there's going to be clan matches, particularly the larger servers or professional level, then maybe that's something you want to look into. Tech support could definitely help you more with that one. However, I'm going to go normal priority because I just don't need the bells and whistles. Right, amazing. Now that we've configured our options, you will see our order summary has changed. So it's listing everything we've selected, how much that all is, And then we come to monthly £8.50. So you will see that already, before we've even applied a discount code at the checkout, it's already less than what it is at standard, because we've got that little mini sponsorship agreement with Pingperfect about the server listing. Okay, so now we're going to go to hostname. This will publicly be available, and it's likely what you'll see on your billing. So make sure it's something you kind of understand and you're not afraid for other people to see. So I'm going to call our server Lazy Llama Legion. Right, and continue. Right, so now we're at the review and checkout. So again, we have here all the stuff that we've selected, so just make sure that's correct, and then you can enter your promo code. I'm using the Rising, which I am under the impression will be available until June 2022. So if you're watching this video and it's June or past, then likelihood is that this code isn't available anymore. However, there's always discount codes running at Pingperfect. Follow their social media, have a check on my about me's and stuff like that. I'll have discount codes you can use. And but you've always got that handy live chat text box there. Now let you know your best deal that you can possibly get. So we're validating the code. And we can see the Rising 15% one-time discount. Amazing, that's exactly what we wanted. We can see that it's deducted £1.28, which means my service now costs £7.22. The website said £9. We've gotten it for £7.22. This is a luxury server host, and that's like a third the price of a takeaway for a month. Amazing. I'm really chuffed with that. Like, I don't think people realise how much this company gives back and how much value for money you actually get with them. I'm going to click checkout, and you'll see on this page is where we have to fill out a load of details. I'm going to do that off camera because I don't particularly want them out on the internet. Okay, so I'm going to fill this out and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have ordered. It has taken us to this order confirmation page. We can see we have our order number, and they've told us we should have received an email and what to do if we have any issues or questions. Okay, so here we can see all the emails I've been sent by Pingperfect regarding my new service. So we can see that they welcomed me upon my account creation. We can see that they acknowledged my order here. We can see that they've sent me the invoice for my payment, and if you open up the invoice PDF, then you'll be able to see everything you're paying for. Then there's new billing information, and in there they'll just remind me some important information like my next due date, how much it will cost the next time, as well as things like I have to cancel my server if I no longer want to keep it or be billed. And then we go up, and then I have my game server details and my game panel details, and this is the account I'll use to manage my server, actually stop my server, start my server, and the other account would mainly be used for billing and submitting tickets, but the two are so closely intertwined and you can get between the two accounts so easily that I don't think I'll notice. Okay, so we can see that 2 minutes after I paid, my server was set up and ready to play. Okay, so there you have it. That is how to purchase a service with Pingperfect, and in this case vRising. I am going to be doing a lot more videos on vRising servers, particularly to do with Pingperfect. If you are convinced, if you want to check them out or even check out the company, there is a link to them below in my YouTube description. Please feel free to click that, go check it out, maybe treat yourself to any game server or web hosting. You really can't go wrong with this company, and I'm so excited to get stuck in.